Hi there, Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your monthly astrological forecast for August 2022. And just a quick reminder, if you are ever interested in getting a session with me, you do need to go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com, or you can follow the links in the down bar below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And of course, engagement helps this channel out a lot. So what's going on when it comes to your month of August? Well, we'll start with the Sun, bringing special highlights, focus, attention, enhancement, and support to your 12th house of your past, privacy, and hidden zone, Leo, through the 22nd of the month. And this is your 12th house, right? So we're talking about resurrections. We are talking about things getting brought back to life. With the Sun in the 12th house, you are getting an opportunity to do a bit of work with rebirthing things that maybe were once lost to time, whether these were passion projects, maybe these were old excursions, maybe these were old investments, old creative opportunities. Because when we have the Sun in the 12th house of the past, privacy and hidden zone, this is where we get a chance to look and see, well, what exactly would we like to have in the present that we wish could have maybe made it to the present, or that we did complete and had once upon a time, but we know we can do better, or we know we can make it bigger, or we just simply miss it. It was something that we enjoyed, whether it's personally enjoyed it as a pastime or as a pursuit or as a lifestyle, or it was something that we deeply loved in our relationships or something that we deeply loved in our spiritual path and practice. Be prepared for a lot of very pleasant opportunities to dig a lot of things up, bring things into the light from out of the shadows, out of the closet, out of the basement, out of the attic, that ultimately don't need to be stashed or stowed there anymore because you're breathing new life into them. After the 22nd of the month, the Sun moves on into your sign for the duration and going on into September. And with the Sun in the first house, you're getting, of course, this wild card transformation to your entire life. When we have the Sun in the first house, it's a time of purification as well as a lot of new contributions, a lot of generosity, and a lot of new tools coming into our world and systematically transforming the very environment and the very atmosphere that we live, breathe, and work in. And you may be finding out that over the course of this transit, these gifts that are coming your way or these adjustments that are happening to your whole world are going to require you to be ready to think on your feet, because this is going to also require some adaptation from you, but everything is getting bigger and better. This is a time of many upgrades and updates to the systems that you've become accustomed to. This is going to be happening on the job and off the job, but the most important thing to remember with the Sun is that this is also bringing more value to the quality of life that you have. We might have some stumbles here and there because it might be uncomfortable, it might feel rushed, it might feel out of the blue, but it's all raising you up. We have Mars, the planet of action, passion, energy, that obstacle-clearing driving force in Taurus through the 19th of the month. This is your 9th house of higher education, government legal proceedings, travel, as well as culture and your reach, your spiritual path and practice. With Mars in the 9th house, this is a time where a lot of you Virgo people are getting assistance with climbing out of any kind of containments or cycles or bubbles that you have been held in. And this is one of those across the board kind of experiences. With Mars in the 9th house, you are getting helped out, right? Mars in the 9th house always brings assistance to us, whether it's a friend or an ally that is known or somebody new that is helping us to tackle a pervasive block or obstruction as it relates to growth in one of these areas of your life. Is it a bit of red tape, excuse me? Or maybe is it a requirement issue? Or is it perhaps something going on with a limitation where you just need more hands on deck in your life? Sometimes Mars in the ninth house can also put us in a situation where we are seeing something that we create, something that we do, get a lot of backing from other people, increasing its popularity and increasing your reach in that respect. And we're also seeing a lot of you drumming up new wealth from outside of your normal crowds, outside of your normal income avenues, because new attention is drawing new people to you to lift you up. This is also a great time for anyone who has been maybe looking to get themselves a more prominent position by taking on some kind of new image or new status or new title. After the 19th, we've got Mars moving on into Gemini for the duration of the month. This is your 10th house of promotions, upward mobility, status, your station, and the mark you make on the world. And Mars will be here well into September as well. With Mars in the 10th house, we are definitely breaking out of bubbles. We are definitely breaking glass ceilings because Mars is putting you in a very competitive position to not only get promoted or lifted up in terms of status, but drum up a hell of a lot of money very, very quickly. Mars in an income area, as I'm sure you've heard me say before, such as houses 2, 6, or 10, in this case for you 10, brings in great wealth and great prosperity. However, it may also command a lot more labor. So this might be also going into a bit of an overtime period for some of you Virgos as well. With Mars in the 10th house, though, there is also a transformation to your vocational or your work environment into something that is much more supportive of you. It's almost like your desires, your designs, your sensibilities are catching on in your field. You're at the head of the trend. You are, kind of predicting culture. You are large and in charge, and there really is no stopping you. However, in the beginning of a Mars in the 10th house transit, so the last week and a half or so of August, be ready. You may also be in for some rivalry, some competition, or maybe even some full-on conflict with other people at the office or other people in your field, or other businesses that might not necessarily be so happy about these changes that are so advantageous to you. When it comes to Venus, the planet of love, favor, popularity, and affection, Venus is in your 11th house of friendships, social networking, your platonic support system, as well as your biggest goals and ideals through the 10th of August. And with Venus in the 11th house, it's a beautiful time to be deepening the bonds and connections with your friends, with your fellows, with the brotherhood, with the sisterhood, all of that, because you're receiving a lot of generosity from them and giving, of course, a lot of generosity in kind. You know how we Virgos like an equivalent exchange. And with Venus in the 11th house, the first 10 days of the month, you may also be finding that a lot of gifts and a lot of affection coming your way is begetting a whole new type of community. We are changing the way we're relating to each other. We're getting closer, yes, but also attracting more people into our world that can get just as close. Venus here is also a great time for those of you who are currently single or available because you may be meeting somebody or delving into a romantic chemistry through your friendship circle or through a friendship group, whether it is somebody you knew you meet through a group, or it may be something that is hooked up through a group or a community that puts you in the same place at the same time. And for those of you who are currently coupled, involved, or married, Venus in the 11th house is also giving you an opportunity to realize an ambition or an end game goal that you have set for the marriage or for the family, but put far off into the future that you can bring into the now. After the 10th of the month, we've got Venus moving on into Leo, that 12th house of your past, privacy, the hidden zone, right? Again, old matters. And with Venus in the 12th house, this is a time where a lot of hidden selves are getting a chance to come out and play. This can be an invigorating time for relationships because old selves that we love within ourselves and even old selves that may be showing up in partners are going to be presenting. And these may be aspects of ourselves we've not brought out for a while, or aspects of our partner we've not seen for a while. But there is a highly electric and highly erotic chemistry that comes from this reintroduction. This is also a time where a lot of hidden fantasies or maybe hidden desires that we have shared and not shared are also going to have their time to be explored. And for those of you who are single or available, it may be that you also get a chance to try an old relationship ideal on for size. Sometimes this brings back familiar faces. Sometimes it doesn't bring back the familiar face, but it brings the familiar relationship dynamic. We have Mercury, the planet of communications, speed, and productivity in your sign from the 4th of the month through the 24th of the month. And this is going to be essentially the dominant power of August for you. Mercury in your sign, the wildcard blessings of Mercury. So what is it you want to speed up growth with? What is it you want to accelerate? What are the stories or the pursuits or the intentions that you have for your life that have either taken too long to start or are taking too long to finish or taking too long to advance? Remember, wherever Mercury goes, he basically gives everything, a 5-hour energy shot and makes it rush. But not rush in a careless way, not rush in a haphazard way. But what is it you would like to speed up now? Are you trying to speed up the acquisition of wealth? Are you trying to speed up a move? Are you trying to speed up maybe your growth or ascent through a professional or career process, right? Mars is going to be helpful with that. What are you trying to maybe close up a school program? Are you trying to finish some kind of negotiation or meeting? Are you trying to wrap up an old story? With Mercury here, you are getting a chance to move everything a lot faster. In fact, you may be finding that this is an accelerated month of growth for you, regardless of what's going on in your environment. Finally, to close up, we've got to talk about our lunations, right? We always close up with the full moon and the new moon of the month. Our full moon of the month is in Aquarius on August 11th. And this is your 6th house of work, reputation, your schedule, as well as the teams that you're on and the populations that you serve. And a full moon, of course, is all about culminations, transitions, endings, and all of that good stuff. Now, a full moon in the 6th house is opening up a period between the 11th of August and roughly the 26th, 27th of August, depending on where you live in the world, for you to make a big clean break on the job. Some of you may be changing positions, doing a transfer, or maybe taking on a new job, or eliminating some kind of service or product that you have offered in order to make room for a new opportunity that is going to already show its worth, right? It's already growing, it's already generating wealth, it's already proven itself. A lot of you are also getting a chance to change your reputation or maybe your title so that you are able to be more concrete or be more committed to the work or professional path that you wish to be on. This is a great time as well to eliminate any kind of old agreements or old standards that may have pre-existed in your community or in your vocation or at the office, things you don't want hanging overhead anymore. And it's also a time where a lot of you could be deciding that, yes, it is now time to court a completely different clientele. Some of you may be getting rid of clients, going no contact with certain populations or customer populations or audience populations, but you are going to be, of course, stepping into a space where you are finally at home in your work. And finally, we have a new moon in your sign on the 27th of the month, which is, of course, all about seed planting, new beginnings, and initiations. Now, this is also going to highly influence the first week and a half of September. And from the 27th of August through the 10th of September, this is your once-a-year birthday new moon. What you do the work of getting started during this period is going to manifest itself within the next 90 days or so. So what is it you do want to pull into your life or get established in your life? Are you looking to maybe start a new business? Are you looking to start a new relationship, make new friends? Are you looking to go back to school? Are you looking to travel? Whatever it is, you are getting a chance to bring that forth into being now. However, this does mean you do the work, right? It's a free will aspect. That means you have to make yourself available. That means you have to put yourself out there, check in, and maybe put out those applications, go and try to meet people, do things to shake up your routine to make this so. Do your spells, do your manifestations, do your grids, whatever you got to do. Use this new moon energy the way you should in order for this to crystallize. Whatever you want to give yourself for your birthday will be with you within 3 months, as long as you give it to yourself. So that is what I've got for you all. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you know I appreciate it. And if you ever want to get a session with me, you can go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.